Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries. This is the Book of the Raven, which is book 3, and this is chapter 22, A Troll's Lament. This is part of our newish. We're 22 episodes in. I don't know if we can call ourselves completely new, but
I think so.
This is our... You guys gave yourself a name. We're in far enough that you've given yourself a name, the Book Club. So anyway, this is our Dungeons and Dragons game happening on Monday nights, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain. Hashtag Mondays are fun again. We will get to the recap and get into the game in just a moment. Quick announcements. Look up above Jordan's head and you will see that there is a +10 and 5 of these domain tomes. Just turned a couple on and off there so you can see how those work. Domain tomes are a way that you, the audience, can have a little bit of an influence on the game. The players can use those to reroll, gain advantage, reroll, or make me reroll. But they only get those domain tomes when you, the audience, resub or gift subs, when you tip $5 or cheer 500 bits, or if you use the coffee link, and
It's easy to remember.
you get yourself, you can do a one-time support or join one of our memberships. One of the perks of joining the membership there is that you get mentioned on stream, such as our current supporters Hawkmere, RQ Stefan, and Ashenworks, who have all joined at the membership level. But those donations through there, those tips rather, and individual support also influence the game with those domain tomes. You are also invited to check out one of our sponsors, Talon and Claw. Use code MTDClaw, exclamation point MTDClaw in the chat, and you'll see a link to their shop. You can get some awesome wooden dice accessories, dice trays, DM screens, vaults, and a variety of other things. Be sure to use code MTDClaw at checkout and get 10% off of your order. Also, please stop by and check out our friend Keel's Run Right Play. Keel is putting together an incredible community of collaboration over there at Run Right Play. The Patreon link is in the chat. You can join that, become a part of that collaborative community, and get access to the digital and physical zine that he puts out every month. Jordan, I'm putting you on the spot, but do you want to tell us what you got coming up in just like 2 weeks?
Yeah. Hi everybody. So I have been raising money year round for Color of Change. So the first weekend of November, we're going to be doing a charity stream weekend over on my channel. It starts Thursday, November 4th and goes through Sunday, November 7th. There are going to be a ton of games, such as, I believe there's a Blades in the Dark game, there's D&D, there's some video games, there's going to be Vampire the Masquerade, Jake is running a game, Dwight's in a game, I'm running a game, Gary's running a game. It's going to be chaotic fun, but all of your donations will impact the game and go to Color of Change, which is an organization that fights racial injustice in the country and gives resources to those that need it. We are just under $600 raised, $600 away from $10,000 raised for Color of Change, and it's something that I really think that we should focus year round, not just in February or July. So come hang out. I'll actually be tweeting tomorrow because I finally have the promos done with all the game information and all the fun, and it's gonna be a great time. So yay!
Gary, don't we have something going on that very next weekend? You're muted, sir.
You're muted.
Son of a-
Spell.
We have a Flip Flop and Chop Adventure on November the 13th on the Talon and Claw Twitch channel. And I understand Flip Flop and Chop might be going to space. Is that something that
That is true. It's another Evangeline adventure, and I do believe our own Dwight will be joining us on that adventure as well.
indeed he will?
I don't like space.
Space is very scary.
In space, no one can hear you complain, Dwight. So we're all good.
Wow.
Well played.
Wow.
Well played.
Since
I am rather loud, but I can't defeat physics.
Dwight,
so.
and I believe like the next weekend, you've got something going on.
That's true. Thanks for the segue, Jake. Yeah, so we're doing our first big International House of Minis fundraiser. That will be the following weekend, Thursday through Saturday. I think it's the 18th or the 20th of November. We are raising money for. I'll be honest, we're probably changing up who we're going to raise money for, so I'll just leave that by the wayside for right now. But yeah, we're going to do some mini painting and some games with our friends here, all DM. Run Right Play, Keel from Run Right Play will be there. Our friends Cole and Petra from the International House of Minis, my Thursday night show, will be raising money for a good cause all weekend. And so keep an eye out for more information on that. I didn't invite any of these people. Actually, take that back. Jake is running again for us, but actually, I think Jordan's going to do some learn to paint minis with us.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's Monday. It's been a long day.
I'm very forgettable, apparently.
I don't
Thanks,
remember anything at this point.
Well,
so yeah,
we've teased the next 3 weeks, but Cari, you got something going on tomorrow night, yeah?
Oh yeah. Tomorrow night we got Dice Tales. It is at 7:00 over on Dice Tales Live, which we play once a month. So it's pretty great. And yeah, that's just a fun time. If you were looking for something to do on a Tuesday, we tried for a non-super busy slot, but with these guys, you never know what's going to overlap. And then the following Tuesday, we actually have a game on Big Bearded Nerd. We're playing some Mythos Adventures, I think, guys. That is me and who I forget the overlap. It's Jake and M and
Aaron
Alex,
and Alex
and Dwight
and me.
Yep.
That's next Tuesday. Wow.
Speaking of
Tuesday
that,
already.
So
Week from
fast.
tomorrow.
I need to do some overlays.
Speaking of that same crew, this Saturday, the day before Halloween, we're getting together for a Mothership RPG.
Oh my God, we're really
game.
going to hate space by the end of this.
Yeah. Doing all kinds of space stuff. That'll be right here on twitch.tv/mini terrain domain. Ricky, I don't want to leave you out. You got anything going on? I know you just had a game last night.
Yeah, I did some Star Wars with Jay. Excellent GM. We're doing that on Sundays. We're taking next Sunday off because it's Halloween, and then we're gonna slowly drift into the Hallowismus of the Thanksgiving/Christmas holiday. I plan to have my channel up and running by December 3rd. So that's about 45 days away. So yeah, we'll be talking sci-fi for the first episode and then getting into some GMing, playing Delta Green, Call of Cthulhu. We're still building it. I'm still working on it, but December 3rd, look for me there. More to come.
Fantastic. Lots of great stuff going on with everybody. All right. Before we jump into the game, I just want to, as always, remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. We say it every week and we mean it every week. It's true. But you might be struggling with that. You might be struggling with who knows what. There's a variety of things that can be troubling any one of us. We want you to know that, first of all, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not feel okay, but you don't have to do so alone. If you need somebody to talk to, or you're not sure where to get started on finding somebody to talk to, we encourage you to simply type !help in the chat. Take that URL, findahelpline.com, click it, bookmark it, save it for yourself, save it for a friend. It's an excellent resource for mental health services and help services around the world. please do not hesitate to use that service. We want you to get the help you need. With that, I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
All right, the book club, continuing to pursue the mysterious Book of the Raven, following this this map that for reasons that'll take just a moment here, Mizya is not allowed to see. There you go. Mizya was blocked. But they've been following this map. They found the town of Whichway, met some hags who gave them a few warnings, ran into some harpies around the hand and the horn. They passed through the unnamed forest, which proved to be a very, very frightening time, with many of them winding up, all of them winding up to some degree afraid, and many of them ending up stunned or unconscious, waking up to find themselves sitting atop Three Tree Hill with a troll by the name of Gut Ripper, who pulled them out of the forest and took some of their meat out of their pack and is cooking it up on the fire. And they're sitting around having some conversations as Doc and Mizya are currently unconscious nearby. And Gut Ripper has told them, you know, if they're continuing on down the road, you can see that there is a covered wooden bridge a little ways away down the hill that you will have to cross over the river in order to continue on your path. They had engaged in a bit of conversation with Gut Ripper, and Vorn had actually asked Gut Ripper to tell him a little bit about herself. And she said, well, you know, not a lot of people have asked me about myself. But before we get to what Gut Ripper has to say, Mizya, you are currently unconscious. You had passed through this forest. You had been seeing different things that had begun to frighten you. The more you progressed in the forest, the more this fear increased, taking you from just abject terror to you were completely stunned, unable to speak, and finally you were literally paralyzed with fear until you fell unconscious. What did Mizya see that terrified them to this state or experience?
The problem is Mizya doesn't know what they saw. As we were walking through this forest, I continued to see something just at the edge of our vision, where I thought that I saw something. Something was in at the tree line, just out of where we could see. And every time I would turn to look, there would be nothing there. And then a few moments later, I would see it again. And I would hear the pitter patter of footsteps off in the distance, getting closer, skittering close, and then darting away, over and over again. And it continued to, every time that I saw this and or heard something, it brought up memories long since kind of buried. Many years spent studying inside, cloistered walls, and decades and decades removed from the last time I spent in a forest, having just recently left the Underdark, again, many decades ago, and things that I didn't know chased me and pursued me for several nights. And it was that unknown that really terrified me in those first days above ground. And while I wasn't hurt, and it turns there was nothing there, those memories of those first few nights have never really left, and they've been buried until tonight, when whether they were there or not, I heard footsteps and I saw shadows off in the distance.
Gut Ripper crouching next to the fire, crackling, tearing absent-mindedly at some pieces of boar meat. Vorn, you can see the firelight dancing in Gut Ripper's eyes as she seems to be staring off into the distance, and says once again, "Nobody's really asked me about myself before. The truth is, I don't have a lot to say about myself, because I don't know much. I've been here, I think, 3 or 4 years. It was after the dragon had gone. To the south, they say there's a caldera where there was a dragon that once made that its home. But the dragon's been gone for 4 or 5 years, I've heard. I know that the forest is a terrifying place if you let it get to you. I don't know why it doesn't bother me. I've never been afraid in there, but I've seen others like you come out, or I've had to drag them out. White as a sheet. Sometimes their hair turns white. Sometimes they don't make it. They've literally died of fear. I rescue them, and I send them on their way. Then everything goes grey. Until the next time I see adventurers or travellers passing through. I don't know where I come from. I don't know how I got here. But the forest provides me with food. I'm never hungry. You provide me with company and a little bit of food. And, well, that's about it.
So, Gut Ripper, can I call you GR? Grr.
Grr. Grr. I like
Yeah,
it.
grr. You don't remember any of the people. You said it goes gray. So does that mean that you don't remember the people that you pull out?
I remember people that I've pulled out. I remember. I don't remember. I can't remember any of them. I know there were people,
Yeah.
but I don't know who they are. And even now I can't recall how many or what they look like.
Yeah. Vorn's gonna dig into his backpack or satchel and pull out his journal, and he's gonna write his name, Vorn, son of Vornushka. You saved me, and pass it around those who are conscious and say, write your names down. And then if everyone in the camp writes their names down, when they're done, he's going to pass the folded piece of paper to Grr and say, maybe this will help. And, put it in the giant hand that is Grr. And Vorn, so I see the hand is like the way an infant hand is compared to an adult's hand when he puts the piece of paper into. And can you see that? Can you see the names on this paper, on this page?
This massive hand with these incredibly, almost impossibly long talons very carefully curls around so that only the pads of the fingers take the paper.
Oh, God.
And she holds it up. Vorn, son of Vornushka. And she goes down and reads what you've written. You get the sense, though, because she's making eye contact with you, that she's remembering what you said, not actually reading off the page. So you're not sure whether or not she can actually read it. But she does carefully hold on to this piece of parchment. Yeah.
Something, though, when we leave, when we depart, you'll have something.
Thank you,
Oh.
Vorn, son of Vornushka. She turns her head to one side suddenly, as if she's heard something. And you look over and you see that Doc is beginning to stir. Doc, you are regaining consciousness. The fear of being alone that you felt remains for a few moments, like the ethereal wisps of a nightmare, beginning already to fade as you become aware of the sounds of the crackling fire, the warmth of the fire, the familiar sound of Vorn's voice, and another voice, deep, slightly gravelly, and unfamiliar. You open your eyes to see a 10-foot tall green troll looking down at you. Are you all right?
Is that what sleep is?
You all, the others of you that are awake, hear Doc speaking.
Doc, it's been a minute, huh?
It's only
By a
been
minute, I mean,
That's
hold
not a
on.
long time.
Jeez, facepalm. What I mean by a minute is it's been a while since you've had been unconscious. Would you say? Never mind, Doc. How you feeling?
I feel fine. Sleeping is terrible. I don't like it at all. It seems like such a waste of time. You can get so many more things done when you're awake.
But Doc, your mind, your body needs a time to reconnect with itself in a way that's not awake. At least that's what sleep does for me.
You said
Never-
your, but that's not true because I don't need any of that. That sounds terrible. I agree with what I said earlier.
I agree with you too, Doc. Hey, this is Gut Ripper, but Grr, is that okay, Grr? You okay with Grr?
You see, Doc, you see this giant 10-foot troll with these big hands and claws just look at you and go, grrr.
God.
Grrr. I can do it too.
Very good.
Yes, I'm very intimidating.
Mizya, you also begin to regain consciousness, hearing these voices around you, and the first thing you actually hear that you can make sense of is Doc saying, "I'm very intimidating." You also, as you open your eyes, you see your friends, you see the fire, and you see this troll standing over everybody. And you see, just as the troll is kind of going like this,
Mizya pulls out their quill and points it at the troll. Have I missed something? And it just starts to like waver a little bit. Not quite like sparking, but there's like a little bit of magical energy kind of crackling at the edge of the quill's feather.
Mizya, no.
Yes.
The troll helped us. It's a friend.
Yes, well, I do apologize. I thought the doctor was under attack. Was I asleep? I don't remember falling asleep.
Girl, I hope you're not offended. It's just that, well, a castle tall, and we've been through a lot.
Yes, grr. I do apologize. Please forgive my impudence.
I'm not worried. I assume you were going to try to tickle me with that feather.
Yes, tickle. That's it.
Right. Well,
Has anyone ever seen Mizya tickle a stranger with a feather before? Because it seems like this might be the first time. Anyone?
I'm not there. I'm off by myself.
Both
I
of
will-
Sarah
I
and
will-
Teera
That's
walk
right. You
away.
went off to kind of think by yourself.
Sarah
Like
and
you'd
will-
Teera
probably like
walk-
Teera would probably be within sight, but she is not able to hear this conversation.
Mhm.
I will. I'll tuck my quill back inside my sleeve. Well, I seem to have missed a lot. Good morning, all. Good morning. Yes. No.
Is it morning? Can we look up?
It hasn't really.
It's actually early afternoon. You had gotten up in the morning, headed off through the forest, and you don't know exactly how much time passed, but a couple of hours passed. And it's now early afternoon. You still have quite a bit of daylight and travel left ahead. For mechanical purposes, this whole thing will count as a short rest.
Mid-afternoon. I haven't slept this late since my days at Mizya.
You.
I have so many questions, but where is Assyria and Teera right now?
We're going to cut over to Teera. When you walked away, which way did you go? Did you go towards down the hill? The only way you could go is down the
Honestly,
hill, but did you go towards
Right,
the
it's
bridge?
we're at the top. I guess I probably wanted to go just towards a place where people would be able to still see me from the top.
Which is pretty much in any direction. This is
In any direction?
Yeah.
Then east.
Okay. And what are you doing?
Teera's just kind of wandering. She's for a little while, she's just sort of like smacking at like little trees with her sword, and then like that gets boring. And then she just sort of like for a while, then she just sits and she's just like practicing knots like on a piece of rope and just thinking about everything that happened in the forest and everything she saw, and then trying not to think about everything that happened in the forest and the things she saw, and kind of just trying to reassure her that none of that, trying to reassure herself that none of that was real. And for a little while succeeding and for a little while failing, and just trying to get herself to a better place before she goes back up to the top of the hill, back to the group.
I want you to make... First, I want you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm over. I am due for a success here. Well, a saving throw, wisdom, that's a 10.
Okay. You are definitely struggling with convincing yourself that what you saw was just in your imagination. It was too real. You keep seeing these quick flashes. You hear the rope tightening. You hear that the sound of the individual, the orc that slapped the flat of the blade against the horse to send it running. You hear the hoofbeats. These come in quick flashes as you're trying to distract yourself, trying to convince yourself. Make me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, shit. One was a nat 20, the other one is a 13 for a 16 overall perception.
Okay, that's still really
Damn
good.
it. Yeah, pretty okay.
You notice or get this feeling that you're being watched. A quick glance back at the hill. None of them. You can see the firelight up on top of the hill, and you can see the green skin of the troll sort of squatting next to the fire, and you actually see the white of Doc's lab coat as he sits up, and but nobody's looking in your direction, so it's none of them. And then you hear off to your side in the tree, you hear a sound. You turn, and there's a raven sitting on a branch, maybe 12 feet up.
For a second, Teera is like pissed, and she like kind of reaches for her bow, and then like as her hand like touches it, she's like just exhausted, and then just kind of like almost like defeated. Her hand like falls back to her side. At this point, she's probably sitting, and she just looks at the raven, and she even like says, "Well, what the fuck do you want?"
It, in response, gives a caw. This caw sounds like a raven cry, but you swear you hear that Dorn. But it's less distinct than what you saw in your dream before. It cocks its head at you, squawks, and then flies away for a moment. You see it disappear behind a tree, and then it drops to the ground, and then and lands back on that same branch. And
Teera is she's sitting and then she kind of like rolls her eyes and like fuck me and like just like stands up and then I want to go look to where it came down.
It actually,
look
as you
around.
go to stand up, it comes out of the tree and lands on the ground in front of you about 15, 20 feet away. And it gives a few tentative hops forward and it kind of gives almost a closed beak kind of and hops a couple more feet forward and then it drops something on the ground. And then kind of looks at you and it pushes at it with its beak and then looks up at you.
I just want to reach down and grab it. Like
As-
normally Tira would be a little tentative, just afraid of getting her hand pecked, but not right now.
As you walk forward and get within a few feet of it, the raven flies back up to the branch. But you can see that there is a piece of blue cloth, but it is faded, it is torn, and very old. And it is very familiar.
Tira picks it up and is just like, about how big is it?
It's about maybe an inch wide and about 2 or 3 inches in length.
Shit. Tira just like holds it in her hands and sort of like feels it in her fingers. And it even like feels familiar. And she doesn't know what this means. She's looking for like she's kind of believed in like fate and destiny and like the reason she's here is all about just like a gut feeling and she assumes that all of this means something, but if this means something then the dream in the forest had to mean something which she really doesn't want to be true, and she just is kind of frozen for a little bit, just standing and holding this little piece of fabric.
After a moment, the raven flies away, leaving you alone with your thoughts. Assyria, where are you and Soren? You also walk down the hill.
And then, not wanting to disturb Tira, picking up immediately that Tira wanted to be left alone, as well. She headed, let's see, Tira went east. I would say that Assyria went west from that point. Not far. Still
Okay.
keeping the campsite within view. But she's gonna find there's some kind of tree that can slightly obscure her view of the group and them of her. And she's just going to kind of sit in front of the tree. Kind of a mix between cross-legged every so often and just kind of putting her head in her hands and trying to block out the world. Other moments just closing her eyes and just trying to let the area envelop her as she's just kind of processing.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 16.
You find that as you almost obscure yourself in a bush. You give no care to the fact that you're sitting in dirt. You rub against a pine tree, getting a little bit of pine sap on your sleeve, and you start to get this sense of that whenever you would disappear into the woods to get away from everything, and you didn't concern yourself with things like pine tar and dirt and stuff like that, and that's calming you. This is your element, being in the forest, being alone with Soren. But there's something else about this. There's an edge to this calming presence that it's a soft edge. It's as your head is down and in your hands, you can actually see a golden light very dimly that seems to play just at the corners of your vision, even though you're holding your head in your hands, as if you were covering your eyes while facing the sun. It's just this golden light seems to filter through, and in that moment you feel like there's somebody standing near you.
She'll quickly kind of put her hands not all the way down, but kind of partially. It's almost like what, but also defensive. We need to kind of go like this if need be. And she'll look in the direction that she is sensing that kind of presence.
As you look up, it takes a moment because it's almost like I said, it's like your eyes, you were shielding your eyes for the sun, and suddenly this light comes in, and excuse me, you look up into the familiar elven face of Venora, your mother.
Oh.
But there's this ethereal glow around her, this softness to the edges. It's as if whatever this illumination is, it's directly behind her, creating this sort of almost halo of light around her entire form. She just smiles down at you. Look at you, Assyria. Filthy. Why are you so sad, child?
I miss you.
I'm right here with you. But I've always been. It doesn't have to be this dark for you to remember me.
I don't know what to do. I should have listened to you more.
What is troubling you? Why do you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders?
You and Father and Adrian were my will. And I can't find you. In the world that I have now, I'm afraid I'll lose it too.
You have always trusted in my words. You have always believed what I have told you, haven't you?
most of the time.
When it suited you.
Exactly.
The elven blood that you carry makes you extra sensitive to the world around you. But know that you should trust your heart. Whatever path you are on, if you are following your heart, you are headed in the right direction. And know that your father and I are always there. You can keep looking for us in this world. But know, wherever we are, wherever you go, you will never be without us.
That was not working.
You notice that Fenora's light is growing dimmer, and her form is becoming translucent. Her voice seems distant. But you can faintly, and it seems to blend in with the wind a bit, you can faintly hear her saying, Assyria. I love you.
I love you too, Mother.
Watch for Madrid. And then she's gone.
Hysteria will quietly just kind of put her head back in her hands, just taking everything in again. And letting a little bit of that light that she just got kind of permeate through her body. She'll carefully pull her armor aside, and there is a golden locket. And she'll kind of open it slightly, and it's a small portrait of her, much younger, in a frilly pink dress. She looks miserable. Her brother looking ever the studious. Probably at this point he's about 9 or 10. She's about 5. Her father half smiling, and her mother just looking at regal as ever. And inside the locket as well, there are 4 intertwined bits of hair, almost looking like a 4-leaf clover. And it's a piece of everybody's hair intertwined. And she just kind of looks down, and then she'll shut the locket and kind of tuck it back in, collect herself, and then
As you tuck the locket back in, your finger grazes the sire mark on your chest. And you feel just a slight burning sensation from the mark. and then it fades. With that, as tales are told around the fire, and Assyria and Teera are facing their own inner demons, or angels, or whatever it may be. We're going to go ahead and just take a brief break. We got a little late start, and this is already a short game as it is. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we will be right back. Thank you to Everjay who just resubbed. I've adjusted your domain tones accordingly.
Thank you.
And stick around. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Now.
And we're back.
And everybody's fine.
Yeah,
Yep,
we're
all
good.
fine. We're all fine. Everybody's fine.
We're good.
So, would Assyria and Teera, how long would you stay separated from the group before you eventually make your way back up the hill?
45 minutes.
Okay.
I'd say about an hour.
So, all told, probably somewhere after an hour, hour and a half has passed, you're all sitting around the fire. Mizya and Doc are awake. You've had time to rest up, and you've eaten some boar meat and conversed with Gut Ripper. You've gotten a short rest out of it. Excuse me, all of you were able to get a short rest. Looking around, you know, you've probably still got another 4 hours of travel you could get in. So you still got half the day ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Teera takes another chunk of meat off of the spit and is just kind of eating it. And it's like, well, we want to stay here tonight, or we want to make the most of the rest of the day. Team.
How is everyone feeling?
Terrible. Thank you for asking.
I
I
feel
feel-
fine.
It's quite nice, actually. Yes.
Why do you feel terrible?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
I kind of, I go over to Doc and I'm like, part of me wants to just shut down, but I'm like, because it hurts me to talk about, Doc. It hurts in my chest.
Oh, is it like when it hurts here and it feels like something really heavy is pressing down on you, and then there's almost like something dark pushing at the side of your eyes, almost like you can't see, but
yeah, Doc. And I put my hand on his chest and yeah, exactly like that.
Oh, okay. You can talk to me about it if you want.
And I kind of smile and maybe some of the time. And
Okay.
I pat his chest.
Might be a little bit too fresh right now to talk about.
Are you feeling terrible too?
Yes. And you looking at Sarah, she's covered in dirt. She does not care. She looks very reminiscent to the first time you met her, except minus the hay and the weeds that was in her hair. Instead, it's probably twigs and dirt all over. And she doesn't particularly care. And she's tried her very best, but she's done a lot of rubbing, and her eyes are red. She's been crying.
Teera knows a little bit about Vorn's shit, and kind of for the first time, Tira's starting to not think about herself, and looks around and kind of specifically looks over at Vorn, wondering if she saw the stuff that she saw, what must Vorn have seen? And she's trying to, can I do an insight check on Vorn?
Sure.
That's not very good. It's a 4. How's Vorn feeling? Or how would I think Vorn's feeling?
Yeah, so Vorn has been spending the time getting to know Gur, or Gut Ripper, right? Gut Ripper. And looks around the camp, looks at Teera, looks at Syria. The human side of me can kind of sense what's underneath the current. But the orc side of me says, we're good, we're strong, and our emotions fuel our strength, I guess.
And with my 4, I believe that wholeheartedly.
And Vorn kind of like, because Teera is looking at him and it kind of feels invasive a little bit. And so he kind of shoots his eyes away and looks over at Mizya.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
You should get Ricky a t-shirt that says, "What's Mizya doing?"
Oh my
No.
goodness.
We need that.
For
and
Christmas?
then we need,
Yes.
And then we need shot glasses that say yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, there's got to be somewhere we can get those made.
Yes,
Does anyone
yes,
have a
shot
cricket?
glasses.
Yeah, that needs
I
to
know
be a
somebody
thing.
that etches them. We can
Yeah,
maybe.
we can talk to
Yes,
Nick. Yeah.
that's perfect. Oh my
my
goodness, that's perfect.
Freaking yes. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Can I help you with something, Vaughn? Are you all right?
I'm good. Are you okay? You were out.
Oh, I'm quite rested. Yes.
And Vorn looks over, feeling like, okay, what about Doc? Oh boy, that was a mistake.
Mizya has no clue what's going on here. I understand physical pain and injuries and wounds, but like interpersonal relationships and psychological scars.
So is our EQ like combined total of like a kidney?
It is very low.
Yeah,
That's probably putting it. Yeah.
So I look at Mizya and
a
I'm
little
like,
generous.
as we've just spent about 30 silent seconds looking back and forth at each other, I look over at Mizya and I'm like, well, Mizya, what do you think? You're pretty good at making decisions. You've made some pretty good decisions for us. Should we sleep here and take the night and rest up and eat some boar? Or should we pack it in and make the most of what's left of the day?
Well, I'm not really hungry, and Doctor doesn't eat things, so I see no need to stay.
Okay. All right. Look, I don't have honesty goggles. I don't. Okay.
You can tell the truth without your goggles on, Vaughn.
Yeah, all of your goggles could be honesty goggles, really, because they help you see, so you're seeing the honesty of the world. But
oh my gosh, you're gonna throw me into a philosophical spiral. Okay. Listen.
A what?
Never mind.
Oh.
We've been through a lot together, and let me just say, this journey has brought out things in me that were deep inside that I didn't know that I have.
Are you sick to your stomach?
Hold on. Not actually. Deep inside my being, I don't know, what would you call it? My essence, my spiritual
soul.
core, soul, what's the word? Emotion.
Emotions.
Yeah. Let me just say, we're all a little vulnerable. We're all on edge. But I just want all of you to know, I have all of your backs, no matter what. Who we are, what we are. What I know is that we are I'm feeling like we're becoming friends, and I want us to, You know what? That's all. That's all I got to say. And Vorn's going to back off and. Oh, God, where's my.
Oh, what is it?
Vorn says he had my back, but I have my own back. But Vorn, if you need it, I'll give it to you.
It's
No,
a figure of
no.
speech, though. It means he can protect you. When you say you have someone's back, like in battle, it means you're protecting them so they don't get attacked from behind.
Oh,
Mhm.
he doesn't need it because I give it to him.
Nope,
No,
he
you
doesn't.
You don't need to do it that way.
I kind of
Oh.
like lean close to Vorn, and in Orc I say, well said, brother.
And back is, us orcs, we don't have a lot in terms of emotions. It's the best I got. But it sounds like, Vorn's throwing 3 dishes against the wall when he says it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just sort of like look around and I'm like, it seems like maybe staying the night, getting our feet under us would be a good idea. Yeah, right. Our feet are always under us. I apologize. To get our bearings.
There you go. Sarah's literally eyeing Doc as
Really hard to
Teera
talk
saying
without
all
using
of this.
idioms.
Hey, does anybody know any songs? Gut Ripper. Do you know any songs or anything you can? Anybody?
I don't know any songs.
Syria?
Kira, tell that joke again.
What one?
The one about Mizya making really good decisions.
That wasn't a joke.
I thought it was funny because remember that time she decided to sit down in the chair and it tried to eat her?
And Teera laughs hard and hard, like harder and harder. And then as it kind of dies, you see Teera sort of like wiping her eyes, and it's sort of starting to get dark now. And like, I think staying the night would be a good idea.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
You don't
What?
sleep.
Well, sleep.
Yeah, perfectly normal sleep. And Teera would sit up for a little bit and just sort of like, I imagine there's like some like logs and stuff around to sit by the fire.
Yep.
And she would just sort of like lay, like sort of leaned up against one. She'd almost like hesitant to actually sleep, but is just kind of trying to like rest and relax a little bit. And she's just sort of staring at the fire. Eventually she might fall asleep, but
Teera will do similarly, but she does not last as long as Teera does because the emotional toll that has
Just
been the day literally just takes. She was just starting to get somewhat back to normal, like herself,
Aw.
and then
Does she
all
do a couple of those like breaths, like when you're like just coming down off of really crying hard? You know
Oh,
that?
no.
You know that?
No.
Isn't it like feels
She-
good?
she made
You know
sure
what I mean?
she got that all out before she came back to camp. She's not about to show that off to everybody. No, but you do see her like doing the nod and like jostling awake, and then eventually she literally I imagine her like sitting up against a tree, and then she just starts to lean over until she collapses to the side of it, just utterly spent.
I imagine
Passed
as the last time she's like leaning over, Teera sees and like takes like her cloak off and like bunches it up and just sort of like slides it under to where Asaria is like gonna fall, and then just whomp.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah. Having 2 daughters, I know what it looks like when they cry all night and they fall
Oh.
asleep.
Yep. It's
So-
very much Asaria right now. Yes.
Yeah, so even though Syria has it all together, well, okay, Vorn hasn't seen little girls cry all night, but
Oh.
what Vorn does is, as he's falling asleep, he kind of listens to the wind as it makes its way through the trees and through the ground and through the leaves and through the brush, and Vorn kind of reaches his hand out and feels the wind and tries to feel it as a psychic force, as if he is with the wind as it glides through the forest. And then he drifts off and succumbs to and surrenders to the darkness of night as well. Who's
What are
guarding?
you doing? Are you sitting or standing?
Definitely sitting.
I walk over to where Doc is, and I will sit and like use Doc as like a backrest. Just kind of lean back, and I have my book out. It's not, Doctor. You find it odd? They asked what we wanted to do. They just wanted to stay. I don't understand why they didn't just say that.
It seems like it was a very rhetorical question.
Yes. Well. Oh well. I
mean,
don't think I'll be sleeping, and you don't sleep, so.
No, I'll keep you company all night if you want. All I have to do is I just have to relax. And as long as I relax, I'll become very rested.
All night long.
I kind of
all
like
night fiesta
shimmy back a
forever.
little bit, and yes. So I'm comfortable, Doctor. I hope you are too.
Yes, I am. Don't I look it?
Kind of like try to look up over my shoulder. If you say so.
You know, Mizya, they all try to hide their emotions, but they come out at inopportune times. Is that something that happens to everyone, or is it unique to them?
I'm not terribly familiar with many emotions outside of anger. So, but what I have seen does seem to just pop up.
Mizya,
Like to know when it's going to be there.
I have a question. Were you angry before?
Oh, Doctor, I have been very angry.
Why?
That's a long story, Doctor.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have 4 hours like this and 4 hours like something else. So you could maybe get started.
Like something else.
Well, if you insist, I was very powerful at one point in my younger life, and that power was taken from me. The trust was taken from me. I was sent away from home, and Doctor, I hate them so very much. I still hate them. I don't really get angry anymore, but I think that has more to do with distance from them and then. But it's still there. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. Another question. Am I your friend?
I just kind of like reach back and I pat Doc on the arm. I don't know that I've had friends before, Doctor, but if this is friendship, I think I like it.
Well, because maybe you could think about how if everything didn't happen like it did, then we never would have met and then we wouldn't be friends. And maybe that'll make you less angry. Because anger, it makes you hot on the inside and hot on the outside. And I know you don't like being hot on the outside, so I can only imagine how uncomfortably being hot on the inside would be. So maybe you could think about that and it will make you feel better.
You know, Doctor, that is incredibly and unexpectedly wise. I will write that down. And I just kind of tuck down and I start scribbling.
Oh my God.
In the margins on one of the pages in my book. Well, I don't want to bother you any longer, Doctor. I I can sense your tense, so I will
Me?
get out of your hair, as they
Tense?
say.
What would give you that impression?
Said the rigor mortis.
Freaking
I may be old, Doctor, but I do have decent perception. Well, it's been a pleasure. Good evening. And I will just kind of get up and I'll walk away, find a spot next to a tree somewhere.
And so the night passes uneventfully. Everybody awakens well rested. The Doc, you would have noticed, and maybe Mizya, depending on when you went to your trance, you would have noticed that at some point, Gut Ripper left you all alone and disappeared down towards the bridge. But come morning, Gut Ripper is back up at the hill, and the sun is rising. It is a decent day. There's a light wind, and no rain. The fire is out and smoldering. There's still a bit of warm boar meat sitting on the spit. So if anybody wants to grab some food, but you're able to get your horse hitched back up to the wagon and get your horses ready, and Gut Ripper tries to help as much as possible, just saying along the way, well, I hope that I'll remember you. I have this, and holds up the piece of parchment that you gave to her, Vorn.
Well,
We all see that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doc is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you.
Doc is going to walk forward, and he's going to pat Gur on the arm, and he's going to look up, which is a unique experience for him because he doesn't look up to too many people. And he's going to try and look her in the eye, and he's going to say, well, Gur, even if you don't remember us, we'll remember you, and we'll remember each other for the both of us, and that'll be okay.
God, Doc. Nothing but bangers tonight. I'm sorry. Wow.
Gur looks down at you, and you just see what you assume is a smile. This sort of
okay.
well, I wish you all excellent travels. And Gur begins leading you along the way.
Real quick, I can't not acknowledge the boar meat that's been slow cooking over a 200-degree fire all night. That is just dripping. That's perfect, like falling apart at the bone. Vorn feels an instinct to jump up and just devour it all. But as he does, he grabs one of his daggers and he stabs it and he cuts it in half. And he leans over to Teera and he goes, it's seldom that boar meat is slow cooked around orcs. And, kind of like,
I kind of look at him for a second and I'm just like, I don't understand what's so special. If it's been sitting there all night, it doesn't seem like it would be very good.
Just take a bite and just kind of like, just kind of one of the shh kind of things, but like with the dagger.
I take a bite and my eyes just like light up.
It's melt in your mouth.
And my cheeks kind of get pink and I'm just like, I look back at Vorn and I'm just like,
Yeah.
mm,
And Vorn's looking back like, oh.
mm-hmm,
Same mouth.
mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all, Jake. Sorry. Sharing
That little
love me some
vignette
smoked meats,
was
yeah.
very necessary.
Yes.
100%.
So you begin heading down the trail and towards this covered bridge, with Gur sort of in the midst. Doc, you're back up on the wagon, I assume, driving it. Mizya in the back. Assyria, Teera, and Vorn all on horseback. And Gur is sort of loping ahead of all of you and just saying, you're going to have to go carefully across the bridge. I'll suggest pacing yourselves out. The planks are a bit old. You don't want to fall down there. And you can already see, and you could see from the hill, that where the bridge crosses over, the river's about 30 feet down, steep embankments, cutting through rock and dirt, and for quite a ways in both directions. It's very obvious why this bridge needed to be here. It's only about a 50-foot span of bridge. Gut Ripper Gur is just going, well, when you get to the other side, just remember, you're going to cross the bridge. You're going to have to cross this bridge.
Oh no.
You're going to have to cross, and you're right next to the bridge, and Gur starts going, you want to cross the bridge? You want to cross my bridge?
Oh my god.
You
Oh my god.
want to cross my bridge? What gives you the right to cross my bridge? Who do you think you are?
Oh my god.
I will not let anyone cross my bridge.
No.
And Gur
No.
raises her claw, and I need you all to roll for initiative.
No.
Jake, after I just messaged you that, how dare you?
If you go back and
I
watch
am-
the VOD, you may be able to see a slight evil smile when I read your message.
No!
I am crushed.
I can't even do it.
Daria
I cannot
left
do
a
it.
present for Gur
I
at the
didn't
camp.
make you
That's
fall
what I
in
was
love
just
with this troll.
Too bad. Yes,
can't
you
even do it.
did.
I can't even do it.
I got a 4. I got an initiative.
Hold
of
on,
4.
I will,
Sorry.
Oh
Please do.
my Jake! I don't want to hurt Gur.
This troll
Well-
encounter was so slow cooked over a fire at 200 degrees
Ah!
all night.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. All right.
Let's do it. We gotta do it.
Let me get your initiatives in just a moment. Okay.
Once again,
need-
Jake
20.
ripping out our hearts.
Assyria. Assyria, what do
Dirty
you got?
20. Dirty 20.
Okay. Mizya.
15.
All right. Teera.
As Ricky would say, power 4.
Yeah.
Doc.
7.
Oh my god.
Doc has a 7.
Uh,
Vorn.
At 20.
Oh.
Nat 20.
Nice.
What's your total initiative?
I don't get any modifiers
Oh,
to
okay.
it, so it's just, just
So
20,
20.
natural. Negative 20.
All right.
just a reminder, folks, you can still vote for Jake to be most evil GM.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
TTR Jeff
100%.
Awards. I'm just throwing that out
He is
there.
jonesing hard.
Assyria,
Oh.
you
Yeah.
and because of the nature of everybody moving down towards this, you're sort of in the sandy area at the entrance to this covered bridge. The bridge entrance is about 15 feet wide and about 15 feet high. but you're all relatively close to the troll, to Gur. I would say within everybody's probably within 15 feet. In this area, you see this transformation taking place. And Vorn, you do as well. Vorn, you're on deck. Assyria, what do you do?
Oh God.
Send an arrow right into its heart. Do it.
I don't want to.
Do it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having a moment of struggling to what Jordan wants to do and what Assyria would do in this situation. Give me one
Gotta
second.
be Assyria.
Yep, I know. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so she would hunter's mark Gur. And she is going to, how far away is Gur?
Less than 15 feet from you.
Less than 15. All right. And Assyria's at this point off the horse, fully picked up on what's going on. She is going to shakily put an arrow in her bow, and she's going to shoot, meanwhile trying to, as calmly as she can, she knows it's a long shot. Gur, we're your friends. You were helping us get by. We're here to help you. Please don't make me do this. I don't want to do this. And she is going to hold her action if Gur makes an attack towards her friend. She will loose the arrow.
Okay.
She's just holding it.
The
for
only
now.
response as Gur has her claw raised in the air is just this, just growling. The name that you've given Gur is just coming out as Gur.
Oh my God.
Gur, wake up.
Vorn, it is your turn.
Orin kind of looks down and he's kind of like smirking and laughing. I see why they call you Gut Ripper now. I see why they call you Gut Ripper now. Come on then. And he pulls out his axe and he charges towards her.
Yes! Hell
To the death, Gut Ripper! Let us go! And he charges at full steam towards her.
All right.
Go.
You're within 15 feet, so you can go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah. So Vorn is he is gonna like run and sprint towards her and pretends to jump, but as he jumps, he is going to actually like slide down and he's going to target Gut Ripper's Achilles heel to try to immobilize the ankle as he swings
Damn.
Okay.
his great axe.
Getting specific.
And
Okay.
we're going to use whatever domain die advantage we can for it.
Yes.
Yep. Well, it's one die for advantage. You've got
Teach me how to
16.
do that again. Do I need to right click or something? Advantage.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
never
click and
mind.
you'll get the access to the advantage.
Good.
Yep.
Natural 20. 25.
Good
Okay.
night.
Okay.
Slice.
So natural
Please.
20 means that on a critical hit, you do automatic max damage, and then you roll your damage dice one more time.
And this is an 18. Power rolling tonight, for real.
Yeah, dude.
And this is on the ankle, so I'm trying to like stop
So
them.
18 slashing damage.
Mhm.
I need you to roll a d20 for me.
Side note, Ricky has been
That's only-
refusing to go with physical dice this whole time. It is for tonight.
Ricky, does that your 2d12?
Yeah, I rolled damage on it.
Yeah, but that's what you rolled was an 18 plus the max damage. So
Oh,
have
you rolled an
24 on
18
top
on
of that.
damage?
He rolled an 18, yeah.
Yeah, I rolled an 18 on damage.
So that's
and then-
40. That's going to be 44 points of damage total.
Wait, 2d12.
So Yeah, my axe, the great axe does 1d12 plus 3.
Oh, you rolled 2d. Okay, so
And then
Right, but you wouldn't roll 2d12. So
yeah, you roll 1d12.
you automatically
And
do a
then 20.
minimum of 15 damage
So it's
because
12
it's
plus
12
one roll.
plus your 3,
plus 3.
so
Yep.
15, and then 1d12 rolled on top of that.
He's a half orc.
That is so true.
So it's 33 because he's got the 2d12 one from the doubled crit, and then because he's a half orc.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's still, you rolled the 18, and then yeah. So it was, what'd you say, Dwight? 32.
He rolled 2d12 to get an 18.
Right, plus the 24.
plus the
Plus
50.
24.
No, it'd be plus 27.
Correct. Because it's
27,
2d12
yeah.
plus
30,
3.
35, right, math teacher?
Yes.
No, that would be
I don't know.
No,
no.
45.
20.
12 plus 3, right? Because it's max 12.
That's
So
15.
15 plus the 18. they
It's
roll.
what I gotta know what Ricky's sheet says. This is all
all
unknown
right, so
numbers.
so the great axe does 1d12 plus 3.
That's
Has a-
15
Right,
automatic,
but you have,
and then one roll.
hold on, because what Gary was saying is that there's an orc trait that gives you the extra bonus die because it's a crit.
Which he rolled because he rolled 2d12.
Right, so that number would also be doubled. Why doesn't it show though on his sheet as 2d12? What orc
So
trait are
3D
you talking about?
He is a half orc.
Half orc ferocity, I think it's called.
I'll let you D&D
45 points, Jake.
Whatever. How
He
you want to
doesn't
figure it out.
have anything called half orc ferocity.
He's a half orc though, right?
Orc
Oh no, I
ferocity
got
is a
it.
thing.
Okay. When you roll a crit, you roll one additional die. That's the one you were talking about. It's called Savage Attack. So yes, it would be the
45
24 plus the
plus
3, 27, 37, 45. Okay,
Which is what Dwight was saying all
Wow.
along. Dwight, everybody.
right?
Wow.
A
We
plus.
just had to get to the center of it. Remember, we're helping Ricky.
We had to show our work. So
Right, we had
Absolutely,
to show
you
our
had
work.
to show your work. This is
Show
exactly
work.
why you have to show your work.
I just want to
Prove it.
prolong this
Yes.
encounter.
It's glorious.
I want to savor it. But I still need you to roll a d20.
Okay.
Ricky's just sitting back like, yeah, tell me how much damage I did.
Yeah, this is the most damage I've done. Composite. Like if you
Yeah,
combined all the
Because
games
this
together.
is greater than your
Mhm.
total.
So, yeah. Watch me throw a 1 right here. Hold on.
No,
Yeah, 5. That's right. That's par for the course.
we don't know what this is.
No, that's fine. Hold on, I gotta get this figured out right. Okay. So you rolled a 5. Okay.
Well, before that, when you asked me to roll it the first time, I threw a 7.
Okay,
2 points.
that's fine. That's all I needed to know. So you made your attack. Any other bonus actions or anything else?
I never had to do this. I don't know. No, we're
boy.
good. No bonus
Okay.
action.
As Vorn slides off his horse, drops down, and wickedly slices into the leg of Gur, you see an arc and spray of blood. Assyria, you immediately see that Gur is already bringing her claw down towards Vorn.
All right, I will loose the arrow.
All right.
That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That is going to be a hit.
All right. Thunder's mark.
This isn't even going to get to me. You guys are going to destroy
Yeah,
Gur.
right. His 90 points of damage, probably.
Yeah. Here comes Assyria with
Whoops.
Hunter's Mark.
Dang it. Hold on. I did something wrong.
And real quick, Jake, can I add
18
that?
points of damage. So
Jesus.
she is just coming on in, and at this point, she is aiming right for Gur's face, just try to maybe veer her off course, or Gur off course rather, as the fist is coming down, and just trying to shoot right for her eyes.
And go ahead, Rick.
Just want to add real quick, as I slice and cut through her, I want to kind of like spin around and come in and like my vision is that I'm going beneath the two legs and cutting through the Achilles heel, and I'm turning around as my act kind of like winds me around, and I come back into like a 3-point like kind of Marvel superhero stance with the axe ready to go, kind of wheeled it behind me for another swing, but I'm facing her backside. That's all.
You would also notice that as Assyria loosed this arrow, you, Vorn, notice that where you sliced Gur in the leg is starting to heal back up.
Oh no.
And then the arrow pierces into, remind me again, where'd you shoot in the chest?
No, right for her eyes.
Okay.
She's
Ooh,
going right
damn.
for the face. Just trying
You-
to end this as quickly as possible.
And you end up cutting across the face. She's able to turn her head. You don't quite take her eye out, but you open up a major slice in her cheek, and it's her turn.
Oh no.
She is going to, for her first attack, she is going to slash down at Vorn with one of her claws.
I'm facing her back, so she's turned around to the rest of the group, right?
Ooh.
Say that-
He was very specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
10
I'm
feet
facing her
tall.
back.
She's 10 feet
Yeah.
tall and has long arms with long claws. You're
Mhm.
still within melee range of her.
Okay.
So she's still going to swipe down at you, and that is a natural 20.
Oh,
A
oh
crit
no.
to counter
Make
a
him
crit.
re-roll it. We could make him re-roll it, guys. She could kill him. What do you think?
Probably not, but re-roll it.
Yeah,
Five-
No,
reroll.
no. Hold on.
That's a no vote from Gary.
I'll
How does
take
that
it
feel,
for now.
Ricky?
Vorn,
Well,
I didn't say no
Vorn's
vote.
vo-
I just
Vorn's saying no.
Let's go.
Vorn's,
Let's see how this
Yeah,
goes.
Vorn is saying
Don't
no.
do it. Don't do
Vorn
it.
wants to
It's
take
okay.
it.
Just
Yeah,
an
we gotta see how
idea.
this goes.
So let me grab the Vorn dice here to roll damage against Vorn.
Oh god.
So that's going to be 10 to start plus 6. You'll take. Oh, wait, nope. Sorry. Wrong damage selection. That's actually 16 to start.
Jesus.
no.
Plus 8. So you will take 24 points of slashing damage.
Oh, I'm out. I only have 18
Like-
hit
Oh
points.
my
Ow.
god.
That's your max hit points.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
watch
no.
as Gur's claws rake across Vorn's back.
Oh my god.
And Vorn is dragged forward down onto the ground, bleeding. Oh, and because that's a crit, I gotta double check something real quick.
Mm.
I need a. Oh yes, full body. And it is slashing. So Ricky, roll me a d20.
Oh no, this is the critical damage.
This is a brutal.
Yeah.
Thing, so we'll
You're gonna have
see.
cool. You're gonna have a badass scar now, dude.
Could be.
Power 1. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Power 1.
Okay.
It's
Oh, wait. You roll on a table. You'll take that.
yeah, it's a table roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a table.
So
This is a
yeah,
discovery
what I
moment.
said stands. What I said stands. It rips across your back, ripping through, finding the gaps in your armor. Blood
Yeah.
begins pouring out as you fall unconscious on the ground. The Gur makes a follow-up attack, but this other attack with her claws is actually aimed at your horse, Vorn. That you had just.
Oh, not the horse.
That is another crit.
Wow.
Horse is
Nuke
dead.
it.
Oh, that horse is dead.
The horse is because I have the horse's stats pulled up. In the same moment that Vorn goes down, Vorn's horse is decapitated in
Yeah.
one swipe.
Sea biscuit, no!
It's it just explodes like the pigs in Valheim.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a piece of meat and some hide on the ground.
Well, we've
Oh
got
my
some meat for the next
God.
few days. Once the boar's
And
gone.
Horse meat's back on the menu, boys.
Hate
But
it.
Vorn is right at her feet. And she still has a third attack left.
I think. Hold on,
Yeah.
Ricky, check the chat. But I think
Yeah.
that's if he is taken to 0 and not knocked out, right?
Oh yeah. Let's check that real quick.
Mm-mm.
No,
It
I
shouldn't
believe
be.
you.
No,
believe
you would. Okay, so we can let everything stand that just happened.
Yeah.
Vorn, you are not unconscious.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are prone with 1 hit point because of your relentless endurance.
Yes. Yes.
You get to do it once.
So
Yes.
you get to do that once per long rest. So
Yeah.
as you are laying there, you look like you're down. You're not down. That changes what's about to happen.
Sure.
Because
May I invent something, Jake? You see your sister, and she says, "Run, little Vornuk," and you go.
Yes.
That's what I am seeing. That's what I envision. I
I
apologize,
love it.
Jake.
No,
I
don't
hijacked.
apologize. I
Yeah.
love it. As you drop, you see that, and as you open your eyes with blood leaking from your own blood staining the side of your face where you collapse, you look up and you see your sister and you hear her voice, but then the image dissolves and you see Teera standing there, where you saw your sister a moment ago. Gur is still going to make one more attack at you, with the
Vorn?
final attack at Vorn.
So real quick,
God.
as Vorn is the attack is coming, he's kind of like trying to use his force, D&D force, to lift up his axe. I don't gotta do anything, but I'm just kind of reaching out towards it, like Luke Skywalker when he was hanging upside down.
Yes.
Like, but and the axe is probably like 2 or 3 feet away from his grip as he's using, his psychic power, and if the axe maybe lifts a little bit, but you don't gotta do anything with it.
As you're doing this, she takes a bite at you, but in her frenzy, you hear above your head, mere inches away, you hear her teeth slam together as you hear her, my bridge. And Mizya, it is your turn.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I told them we should have left yesterday. And I will point my quill at the ogre or the troll. I need her to make a intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh god.
DC 12.
Orcs are freaking ogres are known for their intelligence.
DC 12, so with the intelligence bonus, that's a 3.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So again, this you see this kind of the tip of the quill kind of glows that purple color, and this Her's mind is just racked with just waves of, it's like being lashed inside her mind. She takes 11 points of psychic damage.
My God.
Cannot take a reaction until her next turn, and on her next turn, she must choose whether to move, conduct an action, or a bonus action, but you only get one of the 3.
Did you cast slow?
That's his mind whip.
Oh. Quick question before I apply this 11 points of damage. Is there an intelligence threshold on this spell?
Oh.
Some spells that
I don't see anything listed. No, yeah.
Okay, I just needed to check that. Okay, so that was 11 points. Yeah, and you just see Gur just shaking her head. And Doc, you are up.
So Doc is watching everything that's happening. He's sort of seeing this transformation. And probably for the first time, he shows on his face a look of horror, as though he's overcome by emotions he doesn't fully understand. And he is going
Aw.
to take out one of his microscope slides. And he's going to spend his action whispering into it. And then he's going to look at it for a moment, and he's going to tuck it into his pocket. That is his turn.
All right, Teera.
Okay. I would like to rage immediately. I seeing what happened to Vorn and all, and I just want to try to hit Gut Ripper with my axe. And I am actually going to take one tome to roll this with advantage, please.
All right.
Here I go. You are fucking kidding me. I'm never using a tome again. I got 2 6s. It's an 11 to hit Gut Ripper.
As you in your rage, your anger causes you to not watch your step, and you find yourself slipping in Vorn and the horse's blood.
No.
And you just aren't able to make this land.
Great.
Your axe just whiffs in the air.
Super duper.
Assyria, it's
Yeah.
back to you.
All right. Okay, so we have Vorn.
And just as a reminder, I realized Soren did not take a turn on your last turn.
Yeah, he's going to be sitting behind, actually. Asaria's not wanting Soren to get in on this
Sure.
action. So he's going to be mainly at this point probably running interference around the cart and just making sure everything's fine there. Actually, no. Is it possible that Soren can move forward? Because Vorn is he prone on the ground?
Yes.
Okay. Can Soren start to drag Vorn away?
Ooh.
Is that possible?
So,
I understand fully if not, but
there's a meta thing here. So it is
Yeah.
possible.
sure.
Soren, you would know that Soren and Vorn would be susceptible to an opportunity attack.
Okay.
You don't know the full effect of Mizya's spell that actually
Correct.
prevents that.
Correct.
So if you would still send Soren in to do that, that's
would.
fine.
Yeah.
And Soren just needs to make an athletics strength check
Okay.
to start pulling Vorn.
Yeah, she would have no idea what Mizya is doing, but she wants to get Vorn out of
Yeah. Just
that
make an
range.
athletics check from
Yeah.
Soren.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. That's really
Nice.
good.
Soren,
okay.
MVP.
So athletics is what's the base? Dex?
Strength.
Strength. Okay, that's a +1. 16.
Perfect. Soren leaps out of the wagon, almost like leaping over Mizya's shoulder where they are seated in the next to Doc, landing on the ground, just full rage wolf, growling, and seeing that Gur is completely occupied, just grabs hold of Vorn's collar and begins dragging Vorn backwards away from, and is able to move Vorn out of reach of the troll. In doing so, your hand passes over your axe, Vorn. In your current state, maybe you moved it with your mind, maybe you were dragged over it. You don't know.
It's fine. Vorn does have an action he wants to do though.
So, but yeah, Soren is able to drag Vorn out of
Perfect.
reach.
In response to that, too, I imagine actually what happened was Asteria whistled, Soren sprung into action. Asteria quickly put her bow behind, ran towards Gur to also give coverage. So she's going to basically stand between her, Soren, and Vorn, if she can do that.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she will then swing with her long sword.
Okay.
I doubt that hits. That's a 12.
You swing with your longsword, and Gur holds out their hand, and there's just this ringing, almost spark as their talons, their long claws, just push your blade aside. At the same instant, there's a flash of lightning, and you hear a peal of thunder as seemingly from nowhere storm clouds are beginning to roll in from the mountains.
All right. She'll just stand ready, sword kind of in front of her. Just trying to give some time for Vorn to get up.
Vorn, you are prone. You are have just been dragged. I imagine Soren is just releasing your collar.
Yeah. As Soren is pulling Vorn, he is concentrating his psychic energy and pulling up all of the dirt and dust around. And he's going to shout, Syria, close your eyes, and just push forth a plume of dirt towards the troll to blind it and try to obfuscate its vision and hopefully get some dirt in its eyes.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
I mean, the debt never really bothered me, but sure.
Yeah, it's like so I imagine like a
dirt directly to the cornea might.
Yeah, that might bother me a bit.
Pushing of all of the dirt and loose sand and leaves and debris and twigs and whatever else is around up into the into Gut Ripper. It's no longer Gur to me, it's Gut Ripper's face and full blast with psychic energy.
What is this that you're using to do this? Just your psionic abilities, or?
Yeah, because I don't have a weapon in my hand at this point.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay. I will do this. Gut Ripper is not prepared for this, as just these stones, dirt, even some of the dirt's clumped together from your own blood, the blood of the horse, rises into the air, and then just, and Gut Ripper, too late, throws her arm up, but all of this stuff goes into her face. Go ahead and roll a d6, which I believe is the size die. Is that right? Yeah,
that's going to be a 3.
3?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you do 3 points of damage, additional damage to, we'll call it a mix of piercing and bludgeoning.
Yeah, and he's attempting to, if he can blind the troll. If
that is what I was doing a save for.
Yep. Okay.
So for the moment, Gut Ripper appears to be blinded by all of the sand in her eyes.
Like a badass.
As the sand and dust settles, you all can see, now that you're concentrating towards Gut Ripper, that some of the wounds are closing.
Oh my god.
Where blood was leaking, this big slice across her cheek where Assyria's arrow tore out the flesh just knits itself together. As she seems to be regenerating. Now, remind me, Dwight, she only gets to choose one action or bonus action?
Yeah, can either move, action, or bonus action. One of the 3.
Oh, so she can't even... If she moves, she can't action.
Correct.
Wow. That's powerful, bro.
That's a very powerful one.
I said Soren was the MVP. I apologize. I meant Dwight.
We all know the truth.
I think she's going to take a staggering step forward. She's blinded. She's attempting to move towards Vorn.
I'm in the way.
That said, Vorn has been yoinked out, and I
Yep, and
slipped in
it's-
Vorn's blood.
Oh, that's
Would-
right,
Would
'cause-
she
Yeah,
get
and
me?
and the Saria standing between her and Vorn.
So she's blinded.
Yeah.
And she's using her movement to try to get the Vorn, so that's going to give both of you an opportunity attack.
Perfect.
Because she can't make an attack. And you're essentially stopping her, so she's going to run into both of you.
Got it.
And that movement into your space. Well, she's moving into a Syria's and out of Teera's. That's what does it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do not hit. Unless an
19.
11. Does an 11 hit while she's blinded, maybe?
no. Well, let me
Okay.
check. I don't think you get... Oh, you have advantage.
I do have advantage. Never mind.
Yes.
Mhm.
Let's see. Well, that's worse. God! Oh my God! Ugh.
On you, Ricky 2.0.
Ricky has sapped my strength. He's a dice.
All right, what'd you get,
vampire.
Assyria?
19.
That's
There
going
you
to hit.
go. There you go.
Would that be Hunter's Mark damage with this too, or no?
Yeah, you have
It's
Hunter's
marked.
Mark up,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
I just need to know how much is slashing and how much is Hunter's Mark damage.
Okay. So slashing it is 7.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hang on. 9. And then it is 6 from Hunter's Mark. So 9 plus 6 is 15 points of damage.
Okay.
She's just down. Trying to knock her away.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a ruling here. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude. You're
10.
Okay. Mizya, it's your turn.
I would like her to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw. I'd like you to roll with disadvantage, please, Jake.
Was there a second effect? There wasn't a
No.
follow-up save on this spell, the previous
No.
spell, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Correct,
a
yep.
dex save, you said?
Dexterity saving throw. I'd like you to roll at disadvantage, please.
Is this based on... Oh, okay. Is this a site-based thing? It's dex, so it would be. So it's going to be at disadvantage anyway.
Oh, then I'll save my
Oh, wait,
domain
no.
form, So
If it's site-based, she fails it automatically
Oh my
Excellent.
God.
because she's blinded.
I hold up my quill and I shake the end of it, and a large plume of sticky webbing shoots forth, ensnaring her with spider webs. She is well, this will fill so who's right next to her right now?
Assyria and
Then
Teera.
y'all got to make me some dex saving throws as well.
Oh, I get a bonus on that because
Mhm.
I get advantage.
Yes, you
on
get
dex when I
advantage
can
for
see.
being a ranger or a
Mhm.
barbarian.
Barbarian. Oh, gee.
Dex save.
Yeah, it's dex save.
25. 25.
I got a 14.
Reroll.
It's a 12. No, it's
I'm not
you only
gonna.
got
Okay.
14.
it's only a 12. You got to save a 12.
Nice.
So then you are good to go. She
Great.
is restrained, or starts her turn, and she will be restrained. Must make a dexterity saving throw. I'm sorry. This should have taken on place of the next turn, but now we know anyways. At the start of the next turn, she will be restrained, as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free. Has to make a strength saving throw to escape.
Okay.
Y'all are covered in a big block of sticky spider webs, but it didn't seem to catch either one
Icky.
of you.
It's icky, but it's not damaging.
Yeah, it was focused on her, and you just get some of the wisps that string through the air kind of cling to your clothes and hair, but you are not stuck in it. Turn. Okay. Oh boy, you guys are putting a damper on my troll.
Wait, hold on. You put a damper on me.
Sorry.
I haven't
Doc.
to
Suck it.
betray me.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry. Doc, you're
Sorry.
up.
Okay.
Doc sends it a Hallmark card.
Doc is going to walk up to Vorn and he's going to grab some moss out of his bag. He's going to sort of chew it up and he's going to pat Vorn on the shoulder after splashing it with some black powder. And he's going to say, "It's okay, Vorn. It could be worse." 9 points of healing.
10.
And then as he approaches, Doc is not very perceptive. And nobody said anything about the wounds healing. But I would
I
like
thought-
to make a
Didn't you say, Jake? Didn't we all see that?
Doc
Or,
is not.
or Doc just didn't. Got it.
Doc,
Perfect.
Doc
Okay.
was Doc wasn't there and he's not very perceptive to give
Okay.
it. So I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I notice it, and I'm gonna impose disadvantage on myself. Yeah, unfortunately, one short of what I wanted. So Doc does not see the bleeding, so he's not going to be able to give any advice on what that might be causing it. And I'm done.
Okay. Teera.
Okay. Teera did see the wounds closing because she's been up close and personal this whole freaking time. And Teera is just gonna kind of yell to everybody, still raging. It's like, "Oi, fuck this. Everybody, we don't have to kill it. Get across the bridge." And Teera is gonna kind of take up a defensive stance. And if she visually, Gut Ripper is in the webs, right?
Yes.
So if she breaks free and starts back towards the party as they hopefully get the hint and escape across the effing bridge, Teera will attack. I'm saving my action or holding my action, I guess that's called.
So are you just yelled, but you haven't moved?
I yelled as hopefully can that count as a free
But you didn't
action?
move.
I didn't move. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I'm waiting. If she does that, then why I do this.
Okay. So at this point, just to have a clear view of the battlefield,
Yep.
as we go to the top of the third round, we have Teera is the closest to the bridge, with Gut Ripper sort of between Teera and then Assyria, with Vorn a few feet away on the ground, having been healed. Or did you get up when you did the psionic blasts with the sand?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so Vorn's up. Doc's standing right next to Vorn. Mizya is still up on the cart. And there's also kind of in the midst around you, there's a dead horse on the ground. Assyria, it's your turn.
All right. Seeing that's happening, Assyria is going to sheath her sword, pull out her bow and arrow, and just kind of aim. Look over at Teera.
I nod.
She nods, and then she'll look behind her towards Vorn. Make your way to the cot. I'll cover you. Go. And she's just holding her action should Gur get out.
Assyria, just as a reminder, you are close enough that you would be at
Mhm.
disadvantage with a
Yep.
with a bow on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, she knows. She's planning on hopefully moving, but she's just readying for now.
Okay. All right, Vorn, it's your turn.
So Vorn gets to his feet, feeling all of a sudden reinvigorated. He is still in a lot of pain, but the pain feels distant as he can see the other side of the bridge as he grabs both of his throwing axes. Wait a minute. His big axe is on the ground, right?
Yeah, it's right. It's next to you on the ground.
Okay, he picks up his big axe and then begins to charge towards the other side of the bridge at full sprint. Um,
So you're far enough away from the troll that you would be able to move around the troll
mhm,
easily. And so
mhm.
based on everybody's spacing, you would probably be able to get about, you have 30 feet of movement.
Walking.
Okay.
I'm sure if he's sprinting, doesn't he get double?
If you're going to dash, if you're going to use your full action to dash to do 60 feet, that's going to get you, so it was 50. Yeah, that'll get you across the bridge. So Vorn picks up his axe and just circumnavigates the troll, and you just hear Vorn's footsteps echoing through the bridge.
Like an anime character.
Yeah.
Badass.
As he makes his way across the bridge.
And then as Vorn gets to the other side of the bridge, I'm assuming I clear it. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to hold the axe over his head, like he's going to throw it if he needs to make sure his friends get across too.
It is a covered bridge.
Mhm.
You
It's a
won't be able
covered
to
bridge?
get much arc. You won't be able to get much
Yeah,
arc.
it's a
on
covered
it.
bridge.
Okay, fine. Vorn sees it's
can-
a covered bridge.
When you get to the other side, you could move to the side and still have line of sight
Nice.
and be able
All
to
right.
throw over the river.
That's okay. I have two hand axes that are smaller, like hatchet size. I can throw those two-handed, right?
Yeah.
Of course I can. Yeah. All right. So he's gonna
All right, so you're gonna
saddle the big axe and pull out the two hatchets,
Okay.
and it's going to kind of line up with one hand where he should throw the other axe so
Okay.
that his friends can get him.
Nice.
that's fine.
Okay.
So now it is the troll's turn, which means the failed save and the restrained condition kicks in. Both Assyria and Teera, you are within melee range.
Our conditions are held, and like mine is until if it breaks out.
Yep.
Same.
All right. Well, she's not breaking out.
Ha! Suck it. Okay then.
She's restrained, so there's webbing holding. So she's pulling against the webbing, and she's slashing a claw towards you. Oh wait, that's at disadvantage. Okay, a little bit lower. That is still going to be for Teera. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it hits.
As her claw, with less force, but the strength still behind it, as it slowly, she brings in and just sort of slowly rakes across. You will take 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Halved to 6 because you're raging.
Nice. Thanks.
Sorry, halved to 7. I round up on damage.
That's okay.
Halved to 7. The second attack is going to be the same thing. Yes, I did roll that at disadvantage. The same thing is going to be for Assyria, the other claw.
Yep.
At disadvantage, that is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh.
You are going to take 15 points of slashing damage.
What?
What
You
is-
okay?
What's
I'm
your hit point max?
25.
That's more than half.
That's more than half. So you
get a
are
cool
going
scar.
Oh.
you are going to be.
I'm gonna roll for concentration too to make sure that
Yep.
Hunter's mark is still up.
Either a cool scar or a concussion. One of
I'm
the two.
still up.
So I need you to
I
make a
will-
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a dirty 20. I rolled a 19 on the die.
So you suffer no system shock,
Oh,
and let's see, evens Assyria, odds Teera. Assyria, she's going to attempt to bite you.
go for it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Rolled with disadvantage. Rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes!
Disadvantage.
So the way I do disadvantage, or the way I do natural ones, is as she goes to make a bite at you, Assyria, she opens herself up to an opportunity attack. She completely misses. The webbing causes her head to snap around, and she just twists and opens herself up. So you can take an opportunity attack if you wish.
Right at the jugular, bro. Get her.
It'll be at disadvantage because of your
Longbow.
drawn bow.
Yep. Okay, with disadvantage, it's still a 15 to hit.
Oh my god. Can we all thank Goblin Katie, everybody, for the blessed dice? Goblin Katie, everyone.
That is going to hit.
Okay. Okay.
You sense as you take this shot that you almost a hair in either direction and you would have missed.
Mm-hmm. And do you need to know the damage separately?
Nope.
Again?
Only when there's slashing involved.
Got it. Okay. That is going to be
And I did forget to mention, but those of you at close range and watching saw that more wounds healed when it started its turn.
Son of a bitch.
sorry, math is hard. Hang on.
Take your time. Show your work.
16 plus 2 plus 4 is 22. 22 points of damage.
So you would notice that the damage you've been doing for the most part is, and then you keep seeing it heal, that it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
And then Assyria, you just plunge this arrow in, like the arrow barely leaves the bow and it sinks into the clavicle of the troll and just does, you see just a gout of blood as you've done a very large amount of damage. Mizya, it is your turn.
I am screaming at everybody to get across the bridge. Free
Yeah.
action. Sorry.
And Doc and I are in the cart on the other, basically on the other side of the bridge from the troll, correct?
No,
No,
I'm.
No, I
no,
mean,
you're
I mean
all-
the troll is between us and the bridge, is what I mean.
Yes.
Okay.
You're far enough back that you can. Doc's on the ground next to Vorn.
Okay.
You're the only one on the cart. You
I'm in the cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never got off, so.
I shimmy over to the cart, and I just kind of like I pick up the reins and and I will smack the horse and encourage it to drive off towards the bridge.
Make a dexterity, straight dex or animal handling, your choice.
We'll just go with straight dex here. That is a dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
You
Nice.
plant your feet down on the floorboard as you just and the horse takes off. The horse was already wide-eyed and stomping the ground, and it just takes off. And the cart just lurches forward, and
I'm like Yoda when he falls off in Empire Strikes Back.
I know.
But I don't go all the way back, just like, oh!
Yeah,
But I catch myself before I tumble all the way over.
yeah, if you'd have failed that save, you would have been like Willow in the back of the cart, getting tumbled around.
Amazing.
But no, you take off, and just all of a sudden you can hear the rattling of the cart through the bridge, the horse's hooves, and Mizya and the cart are now on the other side of the bridge.
It's in the cart.
As the cart's already gone across the bridge, you just hear that. Get in the
Thanks.
car.
Get in the car!
Everybody jump in as it's 50 feet away.
Yeah.
Doc.
Okay, so Doc is going to he's close enough to see that it's healing. I would like to make an intelligence nature check with advantage, please, to determine if I know the nature of trolls.
Tome advantage.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
Thank you for tying it up, Gary. I appreciate the candor.
19.
Okay.
But I actually succeeded on my roll, though.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're ahead. You're ahead. I'll take that.
Oh,
All right.
Fair.
So, what are you
Fair.
specifically sussing out?
I would like to know why it's repairing itself and if there's a way to stop it.
Doc, as you notice this, that its wounds have been healing, you have this piece of knowledge that just seems to rise out of your subconscious somewhere. You're in a lab, and there are cages lining the walls, dark cages. We've seen this lab before. We've seen this dark cage before. And that was a lightning strike, Cari.
Jesus, something happened. I think that's
because the storm is continuing to move in, so
Yeah,
the
there you
lightning
go.
just
There we
blew
go.
out your camera.
Whoa.
There's all kinds of vials and beakers and Erlenmeyer flasks and stuff all over the place, and there's all of these glass canisters similar to what you found in the mansion when you found the various specimens. There's things floating in the glass, but you have this memory of walking over to one of these cages where there is a troll in chains, and you reach out with a long stick with a blade. It's basically a pole arm, and you slash it across the chest. You watch as the wound heals, and you make annotations. And then you walk over, you grab a wooden stick with some pitch on it, walk over to one of the sconces, hold it up, the torch lights. You throw the torch in at the troll. It screams in agony as the fire hits it. And then you prod it again with the pole arm, slashing across its chest. And this time you watch as the wound does not heal.
Oh.
And that is your memory.
Oh.
Doc is going to advance behind Assyria, and he is going to cast Cure Wounds on her, hitting her for 12 points of healing.
Like you.
And then he is going to walk back toward the bridge. And he's going to say nothing. And that's the end of his turn.
Teera.
So could I move and then still save a standard action like an attack? Could I do that or not?
Yes.
Okay. So I kind of want to move just a little bit back, like out of attack range.
That will
what I
provoke
have
an opportunity
perceived.
attack.
Then I don't want to do that. Instead, what I want to do is yell at Assyria to get gone because everybody else is across, right? Or at least close to
Vorn
it.
is over. Doc,
Vorn is over. Mizya is
you just
over.
walked to the entrance of the bridge, right?
I mean, I only had 30 feet of movement, so.
Right. So Doc is on his way.
That would actually get
though.
you a few feet into the bridge.
Oh,
Into
sure.
the
Okay.
bridge.
About 10
Okay.
feet.
So I yell, Assyria, go. And then I kind of stay and I want to do what I did last time. This time, my readied action is if that fucker attacks me, I want to attack back.
Okay.
Great.
Assyria.
All right. Hearing Tira's voice, she's gonna still notch another arrow and kind of slowly make her way around, heading towards the bridge.
If you
And
leave,
then- Staying
Uh,
within
okay, you're
within
just
the
gonna
range.
arc around, staying within.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yep. Kind of arcing around, heading towards Teera's direction. As she approaches Teera, we'll move together. I'm not leaving you behind. I'll cover your back, you'll cover mine. I'm not
Oh
leaving
my
you.
God damn it.
So she'll start stepping behind, but she is giving and Teera's probably seen this look before. Don't you dare fuck with me. I will stay. As
You
she's
fucking strategic Assyria. Sorry.
Mhm. Yep.
Two-
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna have a fucking talk after this. I apologize. All right.
So the two of you are now basically next to each other.
But she will start
it's
using
like
the
Sword
rest
and
Butch
of
bow.
her-
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Like,
Yep.
she's
Sword and
gonna
bow.
start-
You've got this troll. The thunder is strikes of lightning lighting up the skies, the gray clouds. It's definitely one of those where the clouds look more menacing because there's still sunlight over here in the east, and these clouds are rolling in. And Vorn, you're basically standing on the other side. You're seeing your companions are not disengaging yet. You are basically 60 feet away. What are you
Jordan
gonna
has a
do?
thing.
Yeah.
Jordan has
One
a
last
thing
thing
for
for
Oh,
for
go ahead.
Assyria. She's gonna save her action for if this thing tries to hit her. She's
Okay.
gonna let
How
it
smart.
fly.
Where'd you get
Yeah.
that idea?
I'm not copying. This is what she would have done.
All right, Vorn. What about you? Are you doing anything?
No, so the Vorn looks at his friends at the other side of the bridge, still making their way over, and he sees is the troll facing them or facing Vorn?
The troll's back is to you.
Okay,
And they've sort of
Vorn is-
moved around. Essentially, they've moved around in a way that they're sort of to the side and to the back of the troll, and the troll's caught in this web, kind of looking, craning its neck around, she's trying to keep her eye on them. As you can, even across the bridge and with the thunder, you can hear, "Roar, my bridge."
Yeah. And so Vorn is going to sheathe both of his throwing axes and run, and he's going to pull out his big axe and run towards his friends to meet them halfway, because there's no way he promised to have their backs, and they are still making their way across a bridge, and he's going to meet them halfway and
So,
run
yeah.
towards them so they can all fight together.
So you sheathe these axes, you pull out this big axe, and you run back towards the entrance just as this horse and this cart with Mizya barely holding on comes screaming out into the area. You kind of duck back, and then you just run right past onto the bridge, and you just hear that, and you're about halfway across the bridge. You've got this dark of the wood, and you just see this sort of light at the end of the tunnel that is perfectly framing this webbed troll with Assyria and Teera, who both of your held actions are triggered as you watch as, still restrained, Gut Ripper brings both claws, one towards each of you. So that's first going to trigger your held actions.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Is Vorn's action of running, does that preclude me to an attack? Does that stop me from doing anything else?
No, you just had movement.
Okay.
So you could
can I see-
hold an attack action.
So can I see the claw, the hands coming towards them?
Yes.
Okay. So Vorn can see this, and as the hands are coming towards, can he try to slash at one of the hands?
You'd have to throw your axe to do so because you only made it halfway across the bridge.
Let's throw it.
Ricky.
Okay. Make a ranged attack. What's the range It is going to be at disadvantage because you're throwing from inside the covered bridge anyway. But most of these thrown items that aren't spears have a 20-60 range, so anything over 20 is going to be at disadvantage. So you will roll at disadvantage.
Forgive me. What? Let's see. Is it attack or is it just?
It's an attack. So you're going to throw it and use your great axe weapon modifier.
Okay.
So it's just you're rolling your same weapon as you would for any great axe attack, but you're throwing it.
All right. 15. I'm not sure what it shows at disadvantage. Oh, sorry, disadvantage. Should I re-roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I had a 15, but I didn't throw disadvantage. Let me throw disadvantage. That was just a flat.
Side note, I love that you say throw. Throw a disadvantage. That's badass.
Re-roll that. I'm gonna re-roll that. That's a natural one.
Oh, well, we can't have that.
All right. So that's going to be. I feel like Ricky just froze up a little bit.
No, maybe a little bit. What'd you get, Ricky?
Frozen? It is frozen.
Just a little bit. What was the number, bro? Hold it up on your hands.
Okay.
Can you guys see it?
Nope.
No.
It was 15. Hold on, it's catching up.
Is it power 6?
No. 15. It was 15. It was the power
15.
6.
15 is what he's saying. 15. I got you, dude.
Okay.
15.
Hold on.
It was a 6.
Yeah, it's a 6.
But
Oh,
yeah, it's a,
wait.
it's a disadvantage, so you take the lower, dude.
Oh, wait. I wanted to re-roll the 6. I rolled a natural 1. And it gave me a +5. That's what gave me a 6, and that's what I wanted to re-roll.
Okay. So
that's why I lagged out. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then did you re-roll?
No, I have not re-rolled.
All right. So go ahead and re-roll it.
Okay.
Yeah, you froze up, which made it confusing.
You're okay,
Yeah.
dude.
Okay.
This is super slow-mo happening as you're throwing this axe.
Whoa.
Okay. That's a 9.
9 total?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
with the disadvantage. It was a
The slow
disadvantage
motion.
is -9.
What?
What?
Never mind. It just says
You rolled
9.
a
It says-
4 and a 16.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay.
this axe goes and starts its arc, and all of a sudden you hear thunk as it hits the wood up above the frame right before it exits the bridge.
Thunk. Shit.
Meanwhile, continuing in slow motion, both Teera and Assyria are triggering their attacks on
I got a
Gut Ripper.
22 to hit.
All right, roll damage.
14.
Alrighty.
Your arrow misses.
Yep.
That is 12 points of damage. Now, because I am raging and frenzied, do I get my frenzy bonus or not? Because it's an attack of opportunity.
I think it's like my 100.
Yeah,
mark.
Frenzy means
you
I
would
get a bonus
anything you
attack.
normally
Yeah,
would
so you
get.
would get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I get a bonus attack. Here we go. Wow. That is 23 to hit.
There you go.
So
Get it.
you did 12 on the first.
I did 12 on the first,
Okay.
and I just did 9 more on the second.
Okay. Teera. You slash across. As the Assyria's arrow looses in slow motion, and you see that woo, 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 woo,
Oh yeah, like the
and it just sort of goes just past and just clips one of the dreadlocks of this troll that falls off as it turns, still caught on the web. Your sword, or your axe, you're attacking with an axe, right?
no, great sword.
Or great sword, okay. Your great sword swings around and you cut through the webbing and slash across its chest. And there's an arc of blood, but you have that frenzied attack. So you bring around for a second attack. Teera the Sun-Maned. How do you want to end this?
Okay, I got it. I freaking got it, dude. So what happens is Teera goes like slashes up, and as Gut Ripper is falling back, Teera takes a step up onto her chest almost and just goes wham, like as Gut Ripper is falling, one more straight down into the heart. And I presume that is the end, as Teera in the frickin' thunderstorm takes out her greatsword and is standing.
There's just
atop
a
the
strike
corpse.
of lightning. Teera, as you draw your sword out, and there's just this epic arc of blood from your sword, the thunder and the lightning. You look down, and you can already see that where Gut Ripper has collapsed into this web, where you've drawn your sword out, the wound is beginning to knit itself closed.
You are fucking kidding me. I like it for a second. Teera's just standing there and triumphant and like screaming badassedly, and then sees this and is like, shit. Assyria, go. And
Yep.
I start sprinting.
Hold on,
Oh,
because these were opportunity attacks.
Yep.
oh yeah.
So Gut Ripper was dropped to 0, but it's her turn.
Mm-hmm.
As she regens, hold on, you do this right.
Christ.
Damage.
Yeah, I forgot
And
they have
then-
an endurance thing too. They come back.
Assyria, be
I know we
smart.
go.
Be smart.
As she pushes herself, you watch as she pushes herself back up. I said, it is my bridge. And the claws. These are still at disadvantage.
Yep. It's gonna hurt.
Still has to make a strength save.
Only if she's trying to break free. She's restrained, which is why there's dexterity or disadvantage. 18 to hit. Teera.
Yeah, it hits.
A 15 to hit Assyria.
That just hits.
Shit.
You, Vorn, from halfway across the bridge, you watch as the troll stands up, towering over your friends, and you watch as both arms go forward, stabbing into your friends for Assyria. You will take 13 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Oh man.
Still up.
Teera?
Yeah.
You will take 11 reduced to 6 because of raging.
To 6, right? Yep.
And
Okay, I'm
then it's odd, Teera. She is going to try to bite you. Disadvantage. That's a 15 to hit.
God damn it. Just hits.
As she does so, her head is, from standing up, some webbing is caught in her hair, and she can't quite get her teeth. Her teeth are just
It's like that scene
right
in
in
Alien.
your face. Yes. But that also exposes her throat and her chest, and you get an opportunity attack because I rolled a natural 1.
Nice. Hell yeah. Okay. That's a 18 to hit. Gut Ripper.
Yes.
That's going to hit.
Right. That is 12 points of damage, and I am frenzying, so I get 2.
That is actually enough to take
Oh
her
my God.
down.
Teera, I imagine the shot. May I?
Absolutely. Because
The shot
for the
is
second
very
time,
much
you get to, how do you want to end it?
I freaking love this, dude. Okay. So the shot is very much like the scene in Aliens. And then Teera just looks, for a second, she looks scared. And then she just looks pissed. And then just goes like right up under Gut Ripper's chin. And just sort of like stands there as Gut Ripper dies.
Once again, the body falls into the web. And you do not see any signs of regeneration.
Teera is like heaving and then taking her sword. She just like sort of sees that it is, fingers crossed, over, and just turns to Assyria and is like, covered in blood,
Yep.
Like, let's fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
Shink on her back, and then just turns and starts walking towards the bridge, like trudging.
Teera will join.
Imagine as she's walking across, like she crosses that point in which Vorn's axe is like stuck in one of the pillars of the bridge.
Is Vorn like jumping for it?
And then like Vorn kind of like as she's walking up to him, like as she crosses like the threshold of the axe, kind of like pulls the axe, and he's like, by shocking right.
As they're walking across the
Give
bridge,
him a fist bump.
Doc is sort of looking at the bridge, sort of nervous because Vorn attacked it. So he wondered what Vorn saw that he missed.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You all make your way, superhero slow motion style, walking through the
Sick.
bridge. Mizya, not quite sure what's happening on the other side, and then you see your friends emerge. The rain is just beginning to fall. Right now, it's just a few fat drops. As you're able to mount up on your horses. Vorn, you don't have a horse anymore. You're climb into the cart. And Doc, if you wish, you get back in the cart and take over the reins from Mizya, and you all begin, or rather continue your trek, moving along the road. And you move away from the camera. The camera stays behind. Begins slowly moving back across the bridge. Low. Moving until it comes out the other side, and the rain is... and it's hitting where the ground is just turned to mud from the blood of the slain horse and the troll blood and those Vorn's own blood, and Assyria's and Teera's blood quickly becoming diluted from the rain. The camera continues to pan across, and we see a single drop fall and land on a piece of parchment that is half immersed in the blood. And we can see at the top of it, this piece of parchment torn, where it says, Vorn, son of Vornushka.
Oh.
And the camera pans further away, moving back up into the air and back up to Three Tree Hill, where the last smoldering coals of the fire are from the rain, sitting on one of the logs where Assyria sat, made out of acorns and pine needles. There is a small figurine of a bear that Assyria secretly left behind as a gift for Gur. There is a crash of thunder and a strike of lightning as the rain begins to fall in earnest. And a bloody, green, taloned hand reaches down and picks up the bear. The hand of Gur, regenerated,
Oh my.
sits down on the log and smiles.
Oh.
They were so nice. I hope I see them again.
Oh my god.
And that's where we're going to end.
My heart can't take it tonight. No.
Oh. That was like, back and
my.
forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
That was...
Oh
What's
my God.
the freaking awards that's the mean DM?
the evil DM.
Evil
Yeah.
DM. It's Robo Goblins TTR GIFs, the TTRPG awards that are
Well-
going on.
Well,
oh my god.
This was one of those rare sessions that we ran a little long. We got a little bit of a late start, but just the give and take on both sides of the screen was amazing tonight. You guys were eating up the first half of this scenario, and then
You asshat. You planned this the whole time.
What episode is this? This needs to go down the whole
22.
thing.
22.
Episode 22.
session 22. Remember,
Put a mark on
the
the
title
Ricky
of
rolled
the
a nat
episode: A Troll's Lament.
Yeah, put this bookmark. This one. This was one of the.
The fact that it was called A Troll's Lament and Gut Ripper was like, I don't remember my story. I was like, okay. All right.
Yep.
You grew to love them. And then you had to make us fight them.
Jake, that's
After we already fought ourselves. You rude.
I've learned so much tonight, Jake. I've learned so much.
Well, thank you
Wow.
everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you to those who subbed, resubbed, and whatnot. We appreciate that. If you are one of those lurkers quietly listening in the background, not participating in chat, thank you. We appreciate you all the same. As we get ready to head out of here, be sure to check out everybody's social media. We've all got things going on. D&D Jordan Lee's got some big charity event coming up, and the following week we've got an event happening over on Talon and Claw with Flip Flop and Chop. I'll be DMing another Evangeline, the Evangeline in Space. Dwight will be participating in that. And then following that, the next weekend, there's an International House of Minis over on Big Bearded Nerd, with a whole bunch of stuff going on, charity fundraiser there. Tomorrow night on Dice Tales Live, you can catch Cari and the Dice Tales crew. I believe, is it every 2 weeks or once a month that
actually
Ricky,
once a month.
well, that's once a month. Ricky,
I apologize.
your Star Wars
sir.
game, is that once a
That's-
month or every other week or every
That's
couple?
so. That's every
It is.
week, every Sunday. Go ahead, Jeff. Good. Dwight.
Yeah, it's we're off this coming Sunday, and then we'll have the first three Sundays in November, 7:30 Eastern on Big Bearded Nerd for the first three Sundays.
Lots
in
of great
November,
stuff going on. Also this weekend, I will be on Erasmus Expeditions on Friday night for Fear Street, where I will be playing Scooby in the rated R version of the Scooby Gang that Jeremy's running. And then Saturday night, right here on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain, will be Ex Sanguina, the Mothership RPG horror game that I will be running. So tune in for that.
Got M's game coming up next week, Tuesday.
Yep. Next
Big Bearded
Tuesday, M's game coming up. We're gonna throw a raid over to. That's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna throw a raid here in a minute over to Dr. Faust. But before we go, of course, I have to say one last huge thank you to these amazing players. These sessions are what they are because of incredible role play and just making these scenes so rich. That without these amazing players, Gary, Jordan, Cari, Dwight, and Ricky, it would just be me talking to myself for a couple of hours. So thank you to all of you. We are going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
I'll be right back.